Alright, welcome back to the breakdown series. This should be, I think, breakdown number 4. And in this one, we are going with a strategy that we've been playing with a lot at the end of Season 4 here, which is double Atriox. This was a popular choice in Season 3 as well, but we don't do the, turtling up inside shield generators, all the time and picking up every base on the map, all that stuff like you would in Season 3. What we do is a very effective early game strategy, and you'll see it in this match here. So we're going up against double Jerome. If you saw earlier, we were going up against MP Sloth, and I don't remember what the other guy's name is, but it'll probably appear again later on in this video. So right here, you start with Extractory, you go Harvester, and then you need to go out and get supply with all your grunts. It's really important to have enough supplies early on in the game because it's very supply intensive, but you also need a decent power income. So as soon as this extractor gets made, you're going to upgrade it immediately. And then the next build order is going to be Harvester, and then you're going to make a War Council, and then you're going to make an Apex once you have enough with your supply income. So again, early stages, just getting supplies and picking up stuff, but your ultimate goal here is to get your chosen out as quickly as possible, and then with that you're going to basically immediately get to their base. This is meant to catch them off guard. You're not meant to necessarily win the game with this strategy, although that's typically what we do. But this strategy is supposed to really help you keep the pressure off of you and put early pressure on them. So you see right here at the 115 mark, we are going to grab an Expo if it's available. You do not need to get an Expo. You don't have to get a mini base. I like to because you can see I have like 500 supply, and if I get an extra mini base, I can get an extra Harvester, and that's going to help with the build. So right here, I'm getting all my grunts together. We're gonna meet up together, and then my Atriox is chosen is coming out right now. You can see the Apex is almost done being built, and we're not even at 2 minutes yet. So what is that? Bleachies is the other Jerome. So yeah, double Jerome. So you know that they're going to be going for something early game as well. That's why we made sure to use this strategy against them, because if you hit Jerome early enough, you can get him before he gets his Mantis, and ultimately take out the Jerome a lot easier. So we're going to get this power node real quick for the extra power income, because once you get your chosen out, you're going to basically immediately get ready to go and hit them. So essentially your army comp here is going to be engineers, a couple choppers, and your chosen. And your ultimate goal is to keep your chosen alive. You have to get plasma rounds there. If you don't get plasma rounds, this build really doesn't work, because plasma rounds makes Atriox both have more health and does considerably more damage. So you notice I went with Fortifications and then Dying Breath. Dying Breath is really going to help when you push up to their base, because you can put that on and kind of keep the damage going. If you have if they have an extractor that's one shot, or any building that's one shot, you can kind of keep them alive just a little bit longer, which is crucial in the early game. So you see I'm just getting choppers here, getting engineers made. I have plasma rounds. I'm making sure right there that I do. And then we're going to, at the 3 minute and 16 mark, we're going to be teleporting through. And you're going to see we're on the other side of the map, and we're about to push the yellow Jerome's base. It's really important to, if you're going to do this strategy, you need to hit them early on. Unless your plan is to just turtle with this build, you could do that, I guess, but only in very specific situations. So usually with this strategy, you're going to push up immediately. So right here, it's not even at 4 minutes yet, and we're already at their base with our Chosens upgraded. And look, he's only got 4 Marines, and that's all he's got. And we have plasma rounds, we've got engineers. Any damage that his Marines do, we're going to be able to heal almost right away with our engineers. So this battle right here is crucial because we see two Jeromes. Oh, we see one, and you're going to see the other one in just a minute here. But it was poor planning on their part because they only had one Jerome, and the Jerome gets basically taken out here, and then the other Jerome comes in with the Mantis. And we're going to be able to take that out pretty easily because we have two Chosens, we have choppers, we have things that can eat some hits, and we have engineers to heal. So, again, this build isn't meant to win the game. I wouldn't rely on it every time to just completely win the game for you, but if you execute it the way that we do, you can win the game. And you're going to see here, I'm not spending any power on anything else. I am only spending power on my eco. I'm not spending it on, anything big, any fortifying your base or anything, upgrading turrets, nothing like that. I am getting power saved up so I can hit Tech 2. Because it's essential in this build, because again, for like the third time, this isn't meant to win you the game. You're just trying to get the pressure off of your base so that way they focus on your units and you can get to Tech 2 quicker. So you can see right now my army just consists of a chopper, 2 engineers, my grunt's about to get taken out. Dying Breath kicks in there, but this isn't an army that's going to win you the game. I know I've said that like 4 times, but I want to make it clear so that way people go like, oh, I lost the game, like this doesn't work. Like this is supposed to just help with the early game. It really honestly is pretty hard to counter in the early game. I personally think that the only true counters would be some early Arbiter play with those stasis grenades from the enforcers, that's what they're called, and like quad turrets. You saw how long it took to just take out that turret that was right there. It can take a while to take out those turrets. So if you have quad turrets, you're pretty much going to easily counter this. But then if you see that their base has quad turrets, you know that they've invested a lot into their turrets early on, and you should be ahead as far as your eco goes. So you can just take map control because you're going to have the unit advantage. And from there, just try to maintain map control and keep them from getting exposed because you should be ahead economically for a while so long as you can keep your Chosen alive. This is all based around keeping your Chosen alive because once you get veterancy for that, there's no early any units that are going to be able to take that out. This works especially well against UNSC leaders because they can't get shields on their bases, and their heroes, they don't have like a Decimus that can pull in a ranged Atriox hero. They don't have the Arbiter that can come up and just melee the hell out of it. They just have Jerome, and they keep making Jerome and sending him in basically by himself. One Warthog is not going to do much for them here. We're going to be able to take this out basically no problem. And you see them kind of retreating to a mini base back there. But at this point, we've already hit that main base so much from yellow that he's going to be behind no matter what. And they're just cornering their Jeromes here. They've got their Jeromes out, but their Mantises, I'm pretty sure, are on cooldown, which gives us a chance to just focus fire them and ultimately take them out for, I think, probably the second time. I don't know if they had 3 Jeromes each yet, but you'll see the Mantis come in there. But Atriox's Chosen is very strong against this Mantis. You can see one or two shots right there basically took out the Mantis alone. So then the Jerome comes out, he's already hurt, and he's done. Like, there's nothing there. You'll notice Brandon has brought in Banshees, and this is what I recommend teching into on a general basis. If you have this advantage, tech into some Banshees, get some more support in, so you can continue your push, because they're going to try to get Wolverines, but Atriox's Chosen can take those out pretty quickly, so long as they're not upgraded. And you notice that I went into Double Foundry, and I'm pumping out Locusts, because what we have here is such a complete advantage that I'm going to be able to consistently pump Locusts and not have to worry about anything showing up at my base, because if red decides to push our base, we just push his, because yellow has nothing to support. So we take out yellow's main, and we move over. We see that he's eliminated. He has no other units anywhere. probably not the best move. I mean, we could keep pushing, but if he had gone and invested in maybe an expo somewhere else instead of suiciding his Jerome over and over again, he might have been able to get back into this game. Obviously, we're ahead, so it's not likely that he'd be able to. But I mean, if you're in ranked play and you're in high-level ranked play, you typically don't give up that early on. But nonetheless, I've got, I think, 5 locusts here with a couple more being made. But I'm not teleporting them yet because I want to make sure that if he has anything to counter them, I'm not getting all those countered, because it's crucial to keep those alive. Because what I can do with those locusts, you see I'm getting them over in that teleporter in the corner. I'm going to be able to teleport, and so if red has an expo, we're going to be able to just teleport across and get it. But if you just noticed, red did just self-destruct his base because he had no chance. And then the game's over. It's as simple as that. We were fortunate enough to have that early game strategy win us the game many times, but again, don't rely on it every time to win the game. Make sure you have a plan to take into something else. So hope you enjoyed that one. It was a lot of fun, and we'll see you in the next one.